from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada.
I don't know if you can hear it, but I am so excited to welcome all you listeners to the very first episode of Audible Approach. If you want to hear a real conversation about music through the decades and artists who have and continue to make an indelible mark on us all, then you've come to the right place. Hosts Mike and Rene, that's me, are here to guide you through it all. This week, we're talking about defining our version of AA, and we promise it won't involve 12 steps. Has satellite radio fallen out of the orbit of our collective consciousness? And Jared Leto's transformation is no laughing matter. Let's join the conversation. I think we're going to try to stay on topic as much as possible. Try to reach as many people as possible. We're not going to be dropping specific names about our family and friends, and
for sure,
because that's not really what we're trying to be about.
It'd be unrealistic to expect that.
We're going to keep our personal lives out of this, for sure.
Well, not only that, but obviously there'll be mention of it, but I think it's unrealistic to expect that neither one of our significant others will listen to it. I think what the key to doing this successfully would be to put out a couple of them and make them realize, I don't want to listen to this shit. and
then drop their names.
And then start dropping their names, and we can have full-blown conversations about
like
them.
That.
Yeah, because they won't listen. After 4, they'll be like, I'm not wasting any more time listening to this crap.
It's kind of a good way, now that you mention it, to keep your relationship in check, because if they know that whatever happens in the relationship is potential fodder for topics of conversation on our show, it might promote better behavior.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We could use this to our advantage.
Except we also said we wanted to keep this PG rated.
Yeah, that's
so it's
true.
Gonna be tough.
That's true. What we're gonna do is keep this strictly for the fans of music, and I think that's why we're here, and that's what brought us together.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of of music too, but I like it when people go off in tangents on personal stuff too, and show that they're real people and they can talk about themselves.
There's just so much going on every day that we don't have enough airtime to enough terabytes to continue this show.
I know. And I don't even have cable. It's funny being like I don't. Do you listen to the radio anymore?
I do. I'm a morning listener.
Of what? AM radio?
No, I'm a morning listener of FM radio. Between 7 and 8 and public broadcast, so I'm a big fan of the CBC and what they do, and their Metro morning broadcasts.
How do you have enough time in the morning to even listen to anything? Like, do you listen to the radio at work, or how does that work?
Well, I'm a GTA commuter, so automatically I'm in the car for at least 45 minutes every morning.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that's how you do it.
Yes.
I mean, I listen to, well, of course, I listen to the Dean Blundell show on Sportsnet 590. And this is, it's funny because I don't even like sports at all. And he goes off in his tangents as well. And it's funny because I hear like people ruminating that, he's back on the radio on Sportsnet, but they don't even talk about sports, And I think that's for like people who are like diehard sports fans who want to listen to nothing but sports talk probably say that, but when I listen in, I'm just like, I mean, I can't even believe that he can talk as much sports as he can. And the guys that he's with, like, you can tell that they've paired him with the guys that he's with because they are just they're sports radio announcers,
right?
That's what
right.
they do, and but he keeps it interesting. He keeps it light, and I mean, I like the way that he can sort of, talk and just be natural. It doesn't have to be some sort of radio announcer like, yeah, so,
He's not a typical
I'm not trying to,
jockey.
yeah. I'm not trying to have the radio voice and do this and that. I want to have. I want to
have a conversation.
I want to have a conversation. Yeah, I want to have a conversation that's basically being recorded, and that's that.
No, I dig that, and that's an interesting acquisition on the part of the network. He comes with a base. He comes with a set of listeners. I don't know what the fan base is. It's probably majority male. So
it's pretty much
it's a nice
Oshawa
marriage. Yeah.
and Curtis.
It's a nice marriage. Yeah.
Yeah, and anybody who works in construction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean and I think that's what's missing from radio, and you just. I don't want to hear announcers. I don't want to hear that kind of crap. And advertising's whatever. That's fine. I'll put up with some advertising for some good talk radio. But there's nothing good musically either that is good enough out there to keep me listening. Unfortunately, and the stuff that's good, that's new, and that's coming out isn't the stuff that's on the radio for whatever reason. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like the stuff that's like, who's listening to that junk?
So you're getting into the heavy topics really quickly. Right there, I want to pose a question to you. So what is more important to you when it comes to radio? Is it the personalities, or is it the music?
I feel like there should be a mixture of both. Like I feel like when I used to listen to The Edge, I listened to it because it was the personalities with a bit of music. I understand that people have to take breaks and you can't just talk for 3 or 4 hours. Well, then again, the Howard Stern show. I don't listen to that, but when I have, I've enjoyed it. But I guess it's a mixture of both. I want to have a station, like if there's a station that I want to listen to for music, I'll listen to that. But then there's radio stations that I want to listen to for personalities as well, and it's very. I find that there's basically nothing on the radio for me anymore at all.
Nothing. And you're not into the satellite radio.
I could see myself liking the satellite radio shows. I'm just so goddamn cheap. That's what it comes down to. If it was $2 a month, I'd still be like, well, I don't know. The Indian guy comes out
this
to
show
me.
Confessions?
I don't know. $2 I could buy. I could. That's $24 a year. That's $60 for 5 years. That's 1/4 of a car payment. What? No. I can't do it. That's what comes out in me.
Satellite radio is just something that never really caught on. It's been a dealership plug.
Mm-hmm.
But
and people always say, "Oh yeah, I got it in the car," and I'm like, "Oh, you can. I think you can use it with your amplifier or Sonos or whatever if you bump up your package." And they're like, "Oh no, well, I don't want to listen to that much." Yeah. They always ask, "Oh, can I use it inside?" Oh, more money? I know. I don't want to listen to it.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
But people do like it in the car. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything against it, but I don't think it has the listening audience that I think it was aiming for. But obviously, I don't have facts and figures in front of me. This is all conjecture.
When it first came out, I mean, it was like you're gonna get CD quality in the car, and that was with Sirius Radio, right? That was the big plug, like Sirius CD quality music, and that's not the case at all from what I've heard. It does not sound that good.
Well, if you don't have, again, you may have the reception, but then what's the output? What are the speakers do you have in the car? Well,
it's digital. I mean, if it's a CD sounds good, then technically that should sound good. I think that's what they were claiming, right? It should sound, it should be reference sound quality with CD in terms of CD quality.
Right. And then also one of the other selling points was, you can see the title of the song and the artist of the song.
You can do that with FM.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna grab another beer here. That's one of the cool things about this show too, is that we drink while we talk. So you're not listening to a bunch of
going gulp, gulp, gulp?
Yeah, you're not listening to a bunch of sober people having a conversation here. We're a bunch of drunks just getting her done. Oh, and spilling. Brian's drunk. Just so you know, Brian's
Once
drunk.
I start laughing.
And and it's funny because people are gonna go, who is Brian? Why does he keep calling him that? That's what I call Rene over here, because that's what he's gonna address himself as. But to me, he will always be Brian. And that's a very long story that we'll get into on episode 100.
We'll get into that. To be honest, I don't know how you...
You don't know how I drinks Coors Light?
Stop spilling your beer.
I know. This is getting bad real fast. The equipment's going to get ruined.
That's what I was kind of worried about coming down tonight.
Is the
When you
Coors
said-
Light.
Yeah, when you said that, I have, my fridge is fully stocked. I was like, it's, on one hand, that's great. But I'm like, this guy shops at the border. I know
Yeah.
exactly what he's buying.
Well, I'm just not that much of a beer connoisseur. But it sounds like we are probably going to have to go. Either two things are going to happen.
Well, one thing's going to happen for sure. I think we're going to have to change the name of the show.
To Double Drunks versus what? Double Strike?
Double drunks, but it's gonna turn into a debate about what beer is better. And this is what the show
That's going to happen a lot during these podcasts, by the way. That's going to happen a lot.
right? And this is where the show's gonna go.
You know what's funny though is that I was just thinking that you know how we're talking like, okay, we got to keep this to 30 minutes because it's going to be too long, yada yada yada. Well, for the amount of time that you and I spend talking about random bull, we could probably come out with like the 100 podcasts tonight. And just split the clips up into episodes and not have an issue with that.
Well, it's kind of like Oprah. She does when she was shooting her show. She used to do 6 episodes a day.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I
How do you
think I think Ellen's on that same schedule, maybe like
No.
4 or 5. Yeah,
No.
yeah. That's how she can go on hiatus for 4 months a year.
Well, I always wondered, like, how do they go on vacation?
Absolutely.
They're on every night.
Because they're shooting more than 1 episode a day.
That's incredible.
Right? If you notice, you don't think about it, but when you're watching their show and they're always plugging the next episode on the next Ellen, on the next Oprah, right? How do they have the footage?
I just
how can they
assumed
look
that
into
in
the
Hollywood
future?
that they had time machines. Well, okay, I thought that maybe they were just always a couple episodes behind, but I didn't realize that they did them
They did
like
them
a couple a day. Wow.
Sometimes they'll show footage from previous episodes of when the guest was on,
Yeah.
but the idea is that they already have those episodes shot in the can.
Huh. Wow. That's incredible.
So you're absolutely right in one way. We could probably do like 3 episodes a night.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad idea.
Hardball.
I find the more I drink, the more I start to slur my words. And I can hear it.
Yeah, it's because you're an alcoholic
I am an alcoholic.
and you drink excessively.
I do. I really
And
do.
you drive.
Not at the same time.
Yes.
Not at the
he
same
does
time.
it. No, I mean before you drive. No, I'm just kidding. You're pretty good. You're pretty good.
But
Your
I-
problem is that you keep touching the mic stand.
I know. I
That's-
love to
that's-
play with this.
That's the noise that you hear.
Yeah.
It's more of that because all you
right?
hear
It's
is
a constant adjustment,
yeah,
right?
yeah. See now you pointed it away from you. You
no.
don't even realize. Okay.
No, I moved.
Well, no, you went like this with the mic.
Oh yeah, but I corrected it.
Did you? It doesn't look like it from where I'm sitting,
Look,
but maybe
look,
okay.
See?
Okay, nice. Okay.
It's corrected. I love memes, by the way. And the meme was, it was a little kid that said, it was like a 6-year-old boy, and in the background there was.
What are memes?
Memes are
What are you talking about?
stills with words.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With like the big white font.
Yeah, the big white font.
Yeah.
Those are memes.
Yeah, and do people just not make those on their iPhones?
No,
Like,
they do.
Yeah.
People make them. I can't make them. I mean, that's a whole other level of creativity that I'm not.
it's just an
at
app.
yet. I think they do have an app for that.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm pretty sure I've done one before, but yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. Well,
Was it funny?
No, not at all. No. It was horrible.
I mean, half the joke is the white font.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. It was actually yeah. Okay, so continue.
Sorry. So it was like a 6-year-old kid, and In the background, there's like it was a boy, and in the background, there's a 6-year-old girl, and he's walking along, and it says on the top, "I'm done with women," and in the bottom it said, "Hello, alcohol." Yeah, it was something to that effect. But I thought it was just hysterical that at such a young age he's learned so much about life.
Wait, what?
Let's put a smile on that face.
I'm just going to, and I feel bad doing this, but I thought back of something that you said, and you said that you saw the Jared Leto still.
Yes, so on the day of recording today is the 75th anniversary of the character of the Joker. As when he first appeared in the comics. So as most of our viewers probably know, or listeners probably know already, Suicide Squad, the latest movie from Warner Brothers and DC Comics, is currently being shot in Toronto. But Jared Leto will be playing the Joker. So today the director released their first photo of Jared Leto in costume, and I thought it was kind of interesting to bring up today, since this is a podcast about music.
Yeah, well, so is this for the Batman movie with Ben Affleck?
No, this is a separate movie.
Are you kidding me?
No,
How many Batman movies is there going to be?
Well, Batman won't appear in this particular movie, but this movie is to follow Batman and Superman, but they exist in the same universe.
Okay, so it is part of that franchise.
It's part of that universe,
but
yes.
different now. So Zack Snyder's doing the Batman versus Superman. This is another crew of people doing this movie.
That's correct.
Unreal.
Can you keep up?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just... like, talk about juicing a franchise, like, over and over and over again. Like, Spider-Man,
Are you feeling
Batman.
superhero fatigue? I think that's what we're kind of hearing right now.
It's just annoyance. Like, come up with something original. Like, so the reason why these studios do this is because they know that it'll, no matter how much of a piece of junk this film is, it'll make money simply because of what it's attached to. And, I just hate to see it get to that point where it loses that value because it's been overdone, and that's that. I mean, look, the reboot that was it Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, he's the one that I would say I would give credit to kicking off the notion of a reboot.
Yeah, I mean he did it right and he did it well, and I mean it was well thought out, well executed, and now it's just a matter of just putting them out. And I totally respect a director like that and that whole crew because they, I mean they're that franchise is done, right? I mean they're not doing it.
That
anymore.
trilogy is over.
Yeah, and it ended. They did a great job with it. I mean it was perfect. It was so dark and so well done. And what, these guys are going to follow up with something better? Like, give me a break. Well, and no matter what, because it's been so soon, people are just going to compare it to that. And give it some time.
I hear what you're saying, and I think Marvel is kind of doing what you're addressing there, that they're now over the top tier superheroes, and now they're into the B and the C level superheroes, like for instance the Ant-Man. Nobody wants to see a movie about Ant-Man. Who's even read these comics?
Yeah.
Whereas I think DC's superheroes, they have a pool of superheroes that are kind of untapped. They're only now starting with the Wonder Womans, and they have a chance to reboot the Green Lanterns and do that properly. And they have the Aquamans and whatnot. The Suicide Squad is an interesting take. It's based on a comic book where the movie is about the antagonists. It's about the villains. And introducing the Joker is another element that hasn't been seen in the comics, which they could have an interesting take on on the character that we haven't seen before. So I'm in a way I'm kind of looking forward to Suicide Squad, and I may even sell this movie to you by saying that it's starring Will Smith.
Yeah, actually, I heard that. As what? Alfred.
Why does the black man have to be the butler?
Yeah,
Why'd you have to go there?
Thought it through and they went, wait. Why is this white, sophisticated British guy the butler? We gotta. That's racism. Anyways, I mean, yeah, Will Smith, yeah, he's great too. I mean, but he's trying to make his comeback.
I think he is, and I think he's gonna do it with this movie, and I think he has to do it with this movie because again. You're getting me on my favorite hot topic. You're touching upon that issue of...
it's an entertainment podcast.
Yeah.
Period.
it's turning
it's
into
entertainment, and that's that.
Is there enough representation of black actors in Hollywood is what you're talking about.
I'm not turning that into that whatsoever. I don't care about black or white.
Our viewership just dropped.
No, what do you mean? I'm not turning it into some sort of a race thing, like, oh, put him in a movie because he's black. Like, what? No. I'm just saying that, I don't know, in my heart, I just feel like, okay, Will Smith in this, like, can he... Will Smith so much reminds me of Wayne Brady. You know what I mean? Like, he just seems like that PG-rated, black guy that, has a hard time saying... choke him. That's a little Dave Chappelle reference, by the way. But I don't know. Like, I saw that preview for that movie that just came out where he's supposed to be playing some sort of a badass guy that hooks up with that white chick. And
Margot Robbie.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would know that.
I would know that.
I mean, I look at that and I'm like, I see a.
Focus is what you're referring to.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Focus.
I see a guy acting on screen. That's what I see. When I look at that, I see Will Smith acting. Will Smith's played so many roles in the past where he's just been very natural. But then there's the ones where you look at him and you're like, this guy's acting. And I mean, maybe that's up to the director, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I Am Legend was a great movie. And that was a really well done movie. And I Am Robot, actually. Those were both.
iRobot, yep.
Or I Robot, yeah. But, what's funny is I tried to watch Ali the other day.
Yeah, Ali.
And I turned it off.
Great soundtrack, by the way. Well, I'm sure we'll get to that at some point.
Yeah, I noticed that. There's a bunch of heavy hitters in there.
Yep.
I turned it off. I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I can't even understand any of these people. I'm just not that, I don't know.
Yeah, that movie, I agree. It was a great venture. It was a showcase for Will Smith, but that movie was way too overblown. It was bloated. It didn't have the focus that I was hoping that it would have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a better performance could have been drawn out of Will Smith on that one, but overall, I do think, again, it is important to tell those human stories, which just happen to be of notable African Americans.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, and that maybe that was the downfall, is that the movie stayed very true to, his actual life. And that's a good thing, for sure it is. But I was expecting like a Rocky.
Right.
That just not what I got. But I don't know, which is fine. It just wasn't for me. But it's funny.
Right.
That was
his heroism came from running away, which is the antithesis of Rocky, and in that way, standing up for a just cause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know because I. Okay, going back to your meme.
Yeah. Right.
What happened?
So as I was mentioning, it was a young boy in the forefront, a little girl in the background, and the meme basically said on the top, I'm done with women, and on the bottom, hello alcohol, something to that effect. And I just found it funny because it's true. But it's even funnier because the 6-year-old is saying that.
Yeah, I mean,
Right. Not that obviously children should be drinking underage. That's not what I'm endorsing or condoning.
It's maybe you had to see the picture.
You had to see the picture. It was a case of that.
I find it funny coming from the only dad in this room right now that you're laughing at that. But
you laugh through your pain, Michael.
Yeah. I mean, it's all related to what you're feeling at the time, which hey, whatever, buddy.
I'm just catering to the audience. I'm sure
I know
the male viewership out there can relate, and females as well. I'm sure both men and women indulge in a little alcohol for whatever reason.
We all hate each other. It's surprised that we're not all just a bunch of homosexuals. But yeah, no.
Which again, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. I feel like in having to say that there's nothing wrong with that would actually mean that we think that there's something wrong with that, which is like I don't even identify. Like maybe it's homophobic to say that I don't see people as being homosexual and gay. I just see people as being themselves, and that's who they are. And I'm not saying that is a choice. I'm saying that's just who they are. I just feel like it's kind of offensive when you kind of have to call somebody something like that homosexual. I just feel like they're just people. You know what I mean?
And I think that kind of brings us to something that's happening at the time of this broadcast. Very shortly, Kyle Jenner is about to have a sit-down interview with ABC's Diane Sawyer about that very topic, which is that he is a transgender.
Who in the hell is Kyle Jenner?
Or he is transitioning.
Is it Bruce Jenner you're talking
Or
about?
Bruce Jenner.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say.
Thank you.
What? And, it's funny because I've heard of this. You know what's...
And again, music connection, Kanye West's father-in-law.
What about him?
Oh,
is that actually his father-in-law? That's not Kim's dad, is it?
No, but he is the father figure.
Okay, so this is like a part of the show where I will actually reference something, and like I want to play this little clip here. So it's funny because long before any of this happened, on Family Guy there was this little clip here of here it is. Okay, so on Family Guy, he's doing this little bit where he's talking to, like, the soldiers, and he's like, now to remind you guys of what you've been fighting for, here's Mr. Bruce Jenner, and he comes out and he's dancing all flamboyantly, and it's hilarious because, I mean, they called this. You know the clip I'm talking about, right?
No, but I'm already laughing.
This is him just dancing in front of all the guys. Oh, it's it's the Navy because everyone in the Navy.
Oh, it's the Navy, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess this is going to be one of the unaired episodes.
Why is that?
Because it seems like we're just touching on a lot of sensitive topics today.
But I think that's what makes a good show. Like
you're right. You're absolutely right.
I think that this is the problem with so much of what's out there is that it's just no. This is what we talk about music, and that's all we do, and that's that. And I just feel like it should be a lot more natural. I think that's the whole point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about whatever you want. I mean, people are going to listen to this not just because it's a music blog, but because they want to listen to us talk about the random ass stuff that we do. Honestly, I mean, you listen to a personality because you're listening to the personality.
Yes.
And that's what you're responding to.
And again, this is just an opinionated or two opinionated views on what's happening in music, and of course we welcome all your feedback and questions and anything that you may have to add to the conversations. And right now we don't have our Twitter feeds and emails set up quite yet, but all that's coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to all that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to all that. Just a reminder, any copyrighted music or programming reproduced during this broadcast remains the sole property of the respective owners and was used for commentary purposes only. Additional music was provided by Bensound and can be found at www.bensound.com. On behalf of Mike and myself, thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, don't just speak, be heard. Until we meet again, so long everyone.